win, go win, go win, go win, go win, man, go win.
Let's transition and go out to Pittsburgh. It was a matchup between the Seattle Seahawks and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Seattle Seahawks beat the Pittsburgh Steelers 31-17. For the Seahawks, Sam Darnold, he went 22 of 33. He threw for 295 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Smith and Jigba was balling. He had 8 receptions, 103 receiving yards. Aaron Rodgers struggled. He went 18 for 33. He threw for 203 passing yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. So, I have concerns about this Pittsburgh Steelers football team. And after I've watched the Steelers in these first 2 weeks, I have concerns about their offense and their defense. But because the Pittsburgh Steelers have been known to be a defensive culture and they have a defensive guy in Mike Tomlin as their head coach, let's talk about the Steelers and their struggles defensively so far in the 2025 season. In their first 2 games, they have already given up 30-plus points in their first 2 games. That is more than they gave up 30 points all of last season. They've given up 30 points twice in the first 2 weeks of the season. That's more times than they gave up 30 points all of last season. That's number 1. Number 2, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's talk about the plays that they gave up and the amount of yards. There were 18 plays yesterday against the Seahawks where the Steelers defense gave up 10 yards or more. 18 plays where they gave up 10 yards or more. They had 4 plays where they gave up 20 yards or more. These are the Pittsburgh Steelers that we are talking about. A team that has Mike Tomlin as their head coach. And Mike Tomlin is one of the best defensive minds in the NFL. And the Steelers, time and time again, yesterday against the Seattle Seahawks, they continued to give up big play after big play after big play. And this is a Seahawks team that has Smith and Jigba, who I like, but they got a out of his prime Cooper Kupp. This isn't Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. This isn't Zay Flowers and D. Hop with the Ravens. So, if you are a Steelers fan, you have to be concerned with their defense. Also, they are dealing with injuries on the defensive side of the ball. Joey Porter and Elliott were already dealing with injuries for the Steelers before yesterday's game. They lost Alex Highsmith, Isaiah Lattimore, Patrick Queen, Peyton Wilson during the game. So they're dealing with injuries as well on the defensive side of the ball. So not only are they struggling and they're giving up a lot of big plays, and they have given up more 30-point games in these first 2 weeks than they did all of last season, they're also dealing with nagging injuries. And so if you are a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, there has to be concern for this Steelers football team. But that's only one side of the ball. Let's talk about the Steelers offense. Yesterday against the Seahawks, the Steelers, they had only 72 rushing yards. That's my other issue with the Pittsburgh Steelers. We've seen in previous years with Jerome Bettis, Rick Rashad Mendenhall, even with Najee Harris to a lesser degree, we've seen the Steelers have a decent running game. And right now, they have no running game to speak of whatsoever. They only had 72 rushing yards yesterday against the Seahawks. In week 1 against the Jets, they only had 53 rushing yards. So they're not running the football effectively. And they are a one-dimensional football team. And that's an issue. Because now opposing defenses, they can pin their ears back and get after Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, he was sacked 3 times against the Seahawks yesterday. And that offensive line, they already were not good to begin with. So not only are they not able to run the football, they are not protecting Aaron Rodgers. And I got questions about whether or not Aaron Rodgers, at age 41, I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to hold up and be able to play a 17-game season because he's getting hit so much. He's getting hit way too much. So they've given up so far this season, the Steelers' offensive line. They have given up 7 sacks. 4 sacks to the Jets in week 1, 3 sacks to the Seahawks in week 2. That is a recipe for disaster if you are Mike Tomlin in the Pittsburgh Steelers. And so I thought Aaron Rodgers, he didn't play well in week 2. As great as he played in week 1, because remember in week 1, along with Josh Allen, he won my week 1 top performer of the week. But yesterday against the Seahawks, Aaron Rodgers did not play well. And he finished with 203 yards, but I believe there was a play where Jaylen Warren had a big run. He had a big run for the Steelers, and that really helped Aaron Rodgers in his stats. But overall, he did not play great in this game. And so that's the biggest issue right now for the Pittsburgh Steelers offensively. They cannot run the football, and they're a one-dimensional football team. And this is the reason why I did not have the Steelers as a playoff team. This is one of the reasons why I did not have them as a playoff team. And then I thought they were going to be better overall defensively, and their defense has given up 63 points in the first 2 weeks of the season against the Jets and the Seahawks. Neither Justin Fields or Sam Darnold are average quarterbacks. And so for me, I got questions about the Pittsburgh Steelers. I really do. I love Mike Tomlin, and I feel like Mike Tomlin is one of the best coaches in NFL history. But that defense is struggling significantly right now. And their offense, they cannot run the football, and they cannot protect Aaron Rodgers. And these are issues for the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. And we're going to see how they respond. In week 3, they are in New England against the Patriots. That's going to be a tough matchup for the Steelers, but we'll see what they can do. But those are my thoughts on the Seahawks 31-17 win over the Steelers.